90 days to CAT. Should I leave my job? How do I manage my work and CAT preparation? There are a lot of people who ask, okay, I have 3.5 years of work experience. Should I leave my job so that when I go for an interview, I have exactly 3.5 years of work experience because it will help me in my placements? Right. Bhavin, IT returns, just file your IT return. That's good enough. There is an entire video which we have on this exact part. If you don't have it, the link is available in the playlist. It's called Proving Your Work Experience in the CAT Helpline series. Go and check it up. Much more detailed than what it is, what I explained to you right now. Okay, so 90 days to CAT. Should I leave my job? Do I have too much experience? Should I manage work? How do I manage my work and CAT preparation? Should I leave my job for CAT? Answer is no, right? There are in certain cases where you might think about leaving your job, but this year it has become super, super risky. You would have seen that CMIE report. If you have not seen that, I mean, if you've got time, from Sushant Singh Rajput and Riya Chakrabarti's shenanigans, right? CMIA has released a report that roughly around 50 lakh people with salaries have lost their job in July. And August, September, October are going to be worse. The next quarter is going to be even worse. If you have a job, protect it with your life, right? If you have a job right now and you go to an interview with a job in hand, you automatically have put a lot of pressure on a person who does not have a job. Remember that. You automatically stand out right now if you have a job. So if you are a person who's thinking, should I leave my job? Think 100 times before you even think about it. There will be definitely exceptional cases where you might be able to, you might have to leave your job, etc. But those are seriously exceptional cases and you would know that is the case. But if you are thinking that should I leave my job to prepare for CAT? I'm sorry to say you cannot be more stupid than anything else. Okay. Even more stupidity is when somebody thinks that I have too much work experience. Trying to, manage your work experience points is the second biggest stupidity that you can do. Your cutoff is taken as July 31st, 2020. Suppose you leave your job thinking that I will have too much work experience. What will you do for the next 1 year? We don't even know whether the academic session is going to start in July 2021. Why are you taking that risk? What will you be doing for 4 months after CAT? There's 4 months to CAT. After November, what will you be doing? Right? If you actually are facing a lot of issues with respect to your job and managing your time, etc., I think it will be a very good time to actually go and speak to your manager. Right? Tell him, sir, मेरे को CAT लिखने का है. Right? आप मेरे को हफ्ते में 1 दिन extra छुट्टी दे दीजिए. Right? That is all you need to do. You can manage and work around your times, given that you have a lot of, most of you are working from home. About 80% of the people, maybe even more, that I'm interacting with are working from home. Right? Very few people actually go and visit factories. There are obviously exceptions are always there, but less than 20% of people are basically going to a factory as they used to go before your work experience, before the COVID situation happened. So do not even think about leaving your job right now. I think you can manage your time quite a bit. Now, the best part about managing your time with work is, I've done a session earlier as well about managing the time, but I'll repeat what I said in that session. The key point is to know where in your day-to-day life or in your day-to-day work routine, you can actually get 2 hours of uninterrupted time. It can be before you start your work, it can be in the night, after you come from work, it can be during your work. You might be in a work situation where there is a lot of lull in the day. So there are cases where you have to be present early in the morning. Then between say 12 in the afternoon till 4 in the evening, there is not much to do. And then from 4 to 8 or 9, you still have another sort of, busy sort of a period. If you can figure out this, you will be able to make 2 hours, 3 hours on a day-to-day basis, etc. No matter how bad the situation is, most people still get 1 day in a week off, right? Use that 1 day of the week to your max. I know IPL is going to start from middle of September. It will go on till the middle of or first week of November. English Premier League is going to start. I don't know what's happening with Arsenal. I hope they get thrashed by Liverpool today. I mean, today is the what is it? Today is the League Cup, right? So let's see what's going to happen. But I mean, again, those matches you should not be even bothering to watch. So let's be very clear about it. Manage your time. If there is a Real Madrid versus Barcelona match, go and watch it. But if there is a Manchester City versus Wigan match, or a Liverpool versus Aston Villa match, do you really have to watch it? I mean, you are not that great a Liverpool fan that you have to watch it, right? If you have friends over, do enjoy time with them. Nobody is saying anything like that. But do you have to watch a Netflix episode every single day? Right? There is a very simple way of figuring out how much time do you use on a daily basis. Just log. After every 30 minutes, just write down on a notebook what you did in the last 30 minutes. Right? Do it for 2 weeks. You will figure out that you don't have to leave the job and where you will get the time from. Right? It's making 2.5, 3 hours today is, even in the most hectic of jobs, is not too difficult. Sleep 1 hour lesser. That's about it. I'm being pretty straightforward. Sleep 1 hour lesser. And it depends on how hungry you are for cat. If you have a job today, you have a job during the interview, you'll automatically stand out. I'm telling you this. Right? And it's actually going to get worse. There are a lot of people who are going to lose their jobs over the next 6 months. So if you can hold on to your job till the interview, it's going to be a massive plus when you enter the interview room. Do you actually want to leave that advantage just for a shot that you might get 5 more additional percentile in CAT? Honestly speaking, we have said this earlier as well. Every month, even from now on, there are 90 days, roughly about 13 weeks, about 3 months. You can improve your score. Even if you prepare like 8-9 hours a day, you can improve your score by a max of 60 points, 60 to 70 points, right? And it gets 60 marks, raw marks, right? But it also depends on where you start. If you start from 0, you can reach 60. If you start from 60, you will probably be able to reach 110. If you are at 100, you will probably end up with 140, 150. If you are at 140, you will probably end up at 165, 170. As you grow, as you get better and better, the improvement becomes tougher and tougher. We have done that curve, everything multiple times. Go and look at the rest of the series. Don't leave your job. You're going to be a manager. Learn to manage your time. Time is the biggest resource that you have. Don't waste it. Today, a job in your hand is the most precious thing that you can get. Don't throw it away. More than anything else, it will lessen the pressure on you when you actually go for the CAT. I'll repeat again. If you really are not able to manage your time, speak with your manager. Say that I want 2 months of leave. Worst case scenario, ask him like, can I take 2 months of unpaid leave or 3 months of unpaid leave? That's not happening. Figure out 2 to 3 hours from your schedule where you get some lull time. Manage it. Don't leave your job. Don't leave your job unless you have tried everything else. Hands folded request to all of you.